Hey guys, so we are getting very close to our Purposeful Play Group, the Fine Motor Day. I'm sorry, I'm like gathering my thoughts as I'm talking. So we're getting ready for Fine Motor Day, and I wanted to get this video out to you so you guys could have some idea of what is coming on Saturday and hopefully get you guys prepped for what's going to happen. So this day is going to be actually a little bit different than some of the other days. It's a little bit harder to incorporate some fine motor skills in like the stations like we've done before. So I'm having a harder time kind of organizing, like last time we worked on a station of deep pressure and a station of, like exploring play and rice and beans and that sort of thing. So this time, it's harder to organize by station. It's just kind of different activities. So I wanted to give you kind of a goal overall of like what we're doing with fine motor. So we're looking at things in fine motor. We're looking at pincer grasp, which is the ability for the index finger and the thumb to come together tip to tip. So that's fine motor. So being able to pick up small items, being able to hold a utensil, being able to, whether that's a writing utensil or a utensil that you would use to eat. And then we're working on oppositions of the fingers, so all the fingers coming to the thumb. In order to do that, you have to have a nice arch forming in your hand. And so we talked a little bit about that with gross motor and the importance of crawling. So being weight bearing on your hands helps develop that arch. And then having really nice stability in your shoulders and in your core gives you the ability to move your joints that are furthest away from your body, so your hands and your feet. So when we look at fine motor, part of fine motor is actually having a really strong base to build off of. So when we look at fine motor, we're also going to be looking at shoulder strength and core strength. So some of the stuff we're going to be looking at is working on pincer grasp, working on development of the arch, working on shoulder strength and core strength, although we have touched on that in the classes before, so that's not going to be as big of a focus on Saturday. But just keep that in the back of your mind. Before you can have good fine motor, you have to have really good shoulder and core strength. Another thing that we are going to do, I've got my notes, so I'm pulling those up. Another thing that we're going to do, we're going to work on strength. So we're going to work against resistance with our fingers. So think about things like working in resistive putty and working against rubber bands and that sort of thing. We're going to work on sorting small items, so by colors or by size or however your child wants to sort, but we're going to work on picking up small items with our fingers, work on picking up small items with tweezers and tongs. We're going to work on handwriting skills. That's always a big one that people ask about. So handwriting really should be developing 3 to 5 years old. So we're a little bit early for handwriting, but what we can be working on is that pre-handwriting stuff. So like we talked about, to have really good fine motor skills, you have to have really strong shoulders and core. So we're going to be doing some stuff to work on shoulder strength. One of the things that we're going to do, and one of the tips that I love to give people, and that actually was given to me by some really awesome OTs that I used to work with, is to put the surface that you're writing on an elevated platform. So we are going to look at putting things up on an incline, like papers up on an incline, or even totally vertical, and putting them on the walls and the windows, and then having kids have to hold their arms up to do that. So think about this. So one of the reasons that fine motor is difficult, or pencil grasp is difficult for kids, is, I'm going to try to pretend my table is over here, is because they're holding this pencil and they're not getting wrist extension. So watch what happens when I extend my wrist. My fingers automatically come together. When they're down, they're straight. When they come back, they are coming together with my thumb. So you can try that at home. Just kind of play with where your fingers naturally fall when you're moving your wrist around. So as you get your arm up on an incline or up on a vertical surface, your wrist automatically goes back into extension. So we're going to be looking at that and playing a little bit with that with some of our fine motor skills on Saturday. So that's things like taping taping your papers up on a window. That's like painting the window with those window crayons and window markers. That's, sorry, my kids are talking. That's getting stickers and sticking them up on papers that are on the window. That's using an art easel or something like that. So we're gonna have a lot of different stations like that. And this is kind of the background that I wanted to give you guys. So keep those things that you're thinking about, questions that you have for fine motor, bring those with us. But overall, the overall theme of Saturday's class for fine motor is going to be working on wrist extension, working on core strength, working on shoulder strength, working on pincer grasp, and hand strengthening. So those are kind of our overall goals, and we will have lots of fun activities to be able to do that. Now, I do want to remind everybody that we are going to have small pieces in the class on Saturday. So it is very important that everybody stays with their child and that we make sure that those small pieces stay out of mouths where they shouldn't be. So I'm really putting a lot of my faith in you guys, because you all know with 9, 10 toddlers, I can't keep an eye on everybody. So if we can all just make sure that we watch our own children to make sure that small pieces stay where small pieces should stay, I would really appreciate it. Okay guys, I'm very excited to see you all for our last day in Purposeful Playgroup. I hope you've had a great time. I really have. I value all your feedback. So please let me know if there's anything that you loved or you didn't love, or that worked well or that didn't. I love to hear it all, okay? So I will see you guys on Saturday. Bye.